I'll pick up my trail camera. Walk in that little bit of water. Come from over there. I think way in that back side is where I want to put a tree stand overlooking this area. Beautiful spot. Got my trail camera. Right there's where I just filmed those flowers before. Right over here. Good trailway going into there. You can see right past those spruce and pine trees, there's another thicker swamp in there. I was watching that pond with my camera. See the further part of that pond, it's all dirty, so something must have went in there. Go back that way. And over this way, in this corner up here, some of those pines out there, I think I want to put a ladder stand, hopefully. But it's a nice spot. Can't wait to see what's on the camera. It says the card's full, so we'll see. Hey folks, how you doing? I'm out here in the woods. Good place to be, huh? Well, I'm out where I made that ground blind. I put it on a couple of videos ago, the all natural one. And along the trail that's right next to it. And I am making, you can see I'm scraping up some dirt here. And I got a licking branch right above me there. Put some of this rack rub stuff on it. I used it a little bit behind the camp last year, and sure enough, something come right to the branch, a young buck, and started rubbing on it. So I'm gonna try it out here too, and see how it works. Hopefully it'll draw something at least. I'm gonna set a trail camera up, just I don't know, 10 yards away probably, and see if I can get something out here. We you saw me put that trail camera up at that large swamp way out in the woods there, and didn't get much on it. All I had was a coyote on it and a raccoon. But the problem is the wind was blowing, and when the problem in the early spring, when you put stuff up before the vegetation comes, you don't realize the wind's gonna blow so much. And I took a lot of pictures of just the wind blowing grass and blowing branches and stuff. So the card got loaded. I should have formatted it first. You know, if you don't format a card often, then it holds less and less photographs. And I delete everything that I see on it, but for some reason it still takes up space, so you have to reformat the card. That deletes everything. So I just did that. I'm going to use that camera again, probably out here, and see how that goes. And I'll put another camera back out in the big swamp when I get back out there, probably in a different spot. We'll see how it goes though. But yeah, branch right up here. That's where I get the orbital gland, the rack rub on that. And I'll drip a little bit down here on the soil as well. That's all scraped up. And I'll put the camera probably. Yeah, you can see that large tree right there. Probably put the camera right there. And this is the trail that goes along the ground blind right over there. You know, and then this draws down the hill, goes down in there, and that's down below is where my brother and Jameson saw all the rubs and stuff. So I'm hoping to catch something on the way down there. This scent should draw something in. Where I had the other camera in the swamp, I had no scent or anything, just kind of relying on that water to draw them in, and there wasn't many Wasn't much water left in it when I took the camera out yesterday, so we'll see. There I got my brine trail camera up again, watching it over here. Right down there I got my my mock scrape with a licking branch. Put some of that deer rub on it. Just below here is where it goes downhill towards the site where all the rubs are and stuff from last year. So the ground blind right over there, natural ground blind. So hopefully we'll see who's coming up around here. On the road again. I'm going like 10 miles an hour, but look behind me. It's so dry out. Here. So dry. Need more rain. Going out to check out the smallest swamp across from the big swamp. I pulled my camera from the big swamp the other day, but I still got the other camera watching that small swamp out there, so I'm gonna check that out. Maybe pull that camera or just turn it around or watch a trail behind it. See what we got. Hey folks, how you doing? Back out here again. I'm gonna check the smallest swamp on the opposite side of the road over here. From the big swamp I got over that side where I had a trail camera before. Just wanna see what's out there. I'll check that camera. I brought my computer so I can check the SD card right here, and maybe just leave it out there. I might just swap a card out and put it in another area watching in the same direction as that swamp is. Mostly what I do for June and July time, putting those trail cameras out, I just want to see what's out. You know, see with a deer, bear, coyotes and stuff, what's around. That way, you know, you don't want to waste a lot of time when it's deer season just looking then to try and find you know, what kind of animals in the general area. A lot of years they change, you know, on the, again, like I said before, when they're cutting wood or if there's a drought, you know, all kinds of different things can lead to deer going in different areas. So trying to whittle that down a little bit and see you know, if I'm wasting my time in this area, or should I, you know, spend a little bit more time and invest in putting a tree stand in here or a ground blind. Also, you want to do is you want to figure out the wind for the areas that you're hunting. I go on Hunt Stand a lot, check that out. It always, when you look at it, you know, north is top, south is bottom. That way you can get a general idea, you know, wind direction. Thing around here in Maine, the wind direction comes from a different direction in the summer and spring time. In the fall, winter, it starts to go normally around this area, at least it's a northeast wind. So you got a plan for that. This big swamp over here, what I've checked out before, you know, sitting facing east, I'm getting a west wind, you know, blowing in an easterly direction. But I know in the winter, you know, not wintertime, but during deer season, that wind will change and it'll be from a northeast direction. So you got to plan for that. Don't put your stand in there, you know, springtime or early summer, thinking that wind's going to be the same. Most of the time, it's not going to be. So you got to really pay attention to that stuff, and then plan for your ground blinds or your, you know, tree stands to be in the best direction for the wind for you, you know, at that time. This time of year, also, it's a good idea to create mock scrapes. For one, if you use any kind of a scent towards it, it'll help, you know, attract things to the camera. You should always put a trail camera out where, you know, we get a mock scrape. That way you can, you know, identify what deer are out there and stuff. It'll also help you create deer coming in the same general area. You know, a lot of times they'll come to those scrapes, you know, to check them at least routinely, maybe once a week, a couple times a week. So you at least got something continually coming in that area. So it's sort of like a little calling sign. You're a buck, and they're just checking in on you. So it's, you know, it's a pretty good idea to, you know, put out a mock scrape with some scent in a general area where you want a tree stand, a ground blind, or something. That way you can, you know, get the routine going for the deer. The last thing I can tell you right now, I've been having a lot of issues with, and I'm sure a lot of people do, when you put your trail cameras out, pay attention to, you know, foliage. A lot of leafy trees and stuff will catch the wind and blow, and it'll set those cameras off a lot. And you'll get a lot of images of just the wind blowing trees and wind blowing grass and stuff. So right now, probably the best time to, you know, best places to put cameras is in the you know, taller wood forest where all the leafy vegetation is higher up, you know, and you're below the canopy, and then any brush in the way, you can probably trim that out, anything with leaves on it, at least in your general direction of where you want to see. That way you're not taking a lot of false images of just wind constantly blowing. I've had a camera just fill up with just mostly all wind photographs and just a couple of animals. So that's another thing I'd, you know, pay attention to when you can. Well, as luck to have it, see that trail camera? Well, when I set it up, I was setting it up to aim to, you know, make sure I was aiming in the right direction. And of course, I never set it back to on, so there's no pictures on it. So I don't have any photographs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it back out here, but I'm going to put some of that rack rub on a couple of branches out here. Maybe that'll draw some attention. And come check on this one in probably another month or so. And maybe go back across the other side of the road and put a camera up out there too. That's plain old dumb luck sometimes. You don't pay attention to what you're doing, I guess. This swamp is a lot more vegetation here now. So this direction the camera will be aiming at. It has an old trail coming through here and goes right up through there. That way. Camera's right there. I got it open right now. But yeah, I'll put some of that rack rub on these branches here, some over there. Maybe that'll draw something in. It's a really thick swamp, so I don't know. Probably wasting my time. We'll see. Okay, right there on the center of the screen, I put some of that rack rub by Cold Blue on that little maple tree right there. I rearranged the camera a little bit. Got it set. See that area? I thought about putting a trail camera up, watching that trail up there too, but I'm assuming a lot of them are coming down into here, into this swamp, so hopefully with that little bit of scent that might draw something more to that area. Now that I got the aim, now that I'll take the aim off the camera and put it on so I get some photographs. So, well, that was a month wasted on that one, but my backpack right there. Pick that back up and get back to it. Whew, just go back to the truck. It's almost 80 degrees out today. I am sweating. Thinking about taking a walk back across the larger swamp here and trying to find a place to put another trail camera up. I was overlooking that water, which is almost dried up now, but the back edge of the swamp is where I saw a lot of the tracks and trails. I just wasn't watching. I assumed something was going to come to that water, but too much wind. The other thing is that maybe I'll wait. There's still a lot of vegetation. There's too much vegetation right now. It's just going to get lots of wind photographs. So that's one thing you got to toss and turn with when you're putting cameras up this time of year. You're going to get a lot of wind photographs, and you just want to waste your time with that. So I may wait before I put up the trail camera. I'll leave that one out that I just reset out there. And wait a little while longer and look for this area before I start putting another trail camera up to see what's out here, because it's just a lot of leaves and grass and stuff. This is going to continuously just give me wind photographs. That's part of, the bad part of, putting cameras out. You get a lot of that stuff unless you're in a nice, wooded area with no trees, no leaves and stuff. But more than likely, there's not going to be a lot of deer in an area like that anyway. At the lower end of the swamp there that I normally, when I come out in, I look down across to. So I'm gonna I showed you a video in a past video here, walking on the back side of this, just the beginning, just to try and see if I could find a place to put a tree stand. But according to the wind, I'd have to put it on the other side. So I want to look on this back side just for an opposing wind, just in case, we get an odd wind one day during deer season. I put a ground blind in there, you know, in a staging area at the backside of that swamp, possibly. There was a lot of trails and scat and stuff in there already, so it might be a good area. So, you know, always have a plan B with the wind. Or, you know, if somebody else has found your spot or taken a spot near your spot, you always got to have at least plan B or plan C, D, E. You never know. So I'm going to check this out, take a walk in there. It's going to take me a bit. But I'll try to get you some footage when I can. There's my first camera I'm going to set up today. Got a licking branch over there with some more of that rack rub from Code Blue on it. Just for a little bit of scent. There's some trails coming in here through there. Looks like there's another swamp over there. And over here, there's the backside of the large swamp. That's where I contemplated putting a tree stand up on this side to watch that swamp, but I think the wind's gonna be wrong on this side. But we'll see. Maybe put a ground blind in here just in case we get an odd wind, but I want to see what anything coming through the backside of this area. Looks pretty good out here. We'll see. Well, one last thing I got to worry about this time of year going into the bush is ticks. I take my shirt off. I had a couple on me already. So I don't know. Sprayed myself down once I got in. I didn't want to spray myself going in because I didn't want to leave a scent trail of, you know, bug spray and everything else in there. So I went in there with nothing on. I assumed I'd just come out here and spray myself after, and took my shirt off and had 2 on myself right here, but I don't know, there's probably gonna be more. I don't feel anything right now, but we'll see. It's a bad time about this time of year. Well, again, thank you again, and like and subscribe if you would. And I'll for you soon.